Hey guys, welcome back to Red Devil TV. A bunch of things to talk about after that disappointing draw, which felt like a loss against Leicester City. Look, apparently Ten Hag is the favourite for this Manchester United job. But what I keep seeing in videos and posts and reports online is that a lot of these ex-football players and pundits want Pochettino at Manchester United. And I keep hearing this phrase being thrown around, Premier League proven. Why has he proved in the Premier League? He's a manager who's bottled the league and the Champions League. And it's as simple as that. He's got a horrible record against the top four in the French league. And look, essentially he's bottled the Champions League with PSG. Okay, they'll win the league, whatever. They were always going to win the league anyway. And even last season, I mean, look, they should have really won the league. I know they were going for a madness at that time, but they should have won the league. And look, Rooney made a great point in the, he was talking with some pundits about, the future of Manchester United are not these older signings. And, he was talking about, was it a success of Ronaldo's signing in last summer? No, it hasn't been a success. Maybe individually for him, it's been somewhat of a success. You would expect him to get a few more goals, maybe, personally for him. But, for the club, has it been? No, this is the worst situation we've been in quite a long time, I would say. We've gotten better as a squad in terms of the players we have, but we've gotten terribly worse in terms of the league position and the league table. So, look, we've bottled the Champions League, we've bottled the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup. And look, when we look at it, we need a manager who's going to come in and make a difference. And Ten Hag is the man for me. Pochettino, for me, he's a bottler in my opinion. And I think with Ten Hag, yeah, of course there's risk in any manager you bring in. But Ten Hag, I keep saying it, he's someone who's going to make these good decisions and sign these younger players, these 20, 30 million pound players. And Rooney makes a fantastic point. These older players are not the ones we need for the future of this football club. Of course, Ronaldo was a short-term signing. And of course, look, guys, I don't know if you guys heard about this, but there are reports coming out that apparently Manchester United want Eriksen as our future midfielder in the summer. And I don't understand why he's a target or an option for Manchester United, because Eriksen, from the top of my head, is in his early 30s. I think he's got a bad injury record as well. Why would we want Eriksen in the midfield? We need young, up-and-coming talent. And there was more reports about Bellingham from Sporting coming in, which is I'm a big fan of him. I think this is someone we need to target, a young defensive midfielder who's strong, physical, good pass with the ball, good long-range passing. Someone who's going to get the ball to the attacking players and who's not going to hide, you know what I mean? And we saw it the other day against Leicester. Scott McTominay, again, he's not a defensive midfielder. And if you look at the likes of Fred and McTominay, they're not the players for that. And you keep seeing it. Every time Matic comes on, Fred has a better game. He gets more of that freedom in the box-to-box role. And that's it. We know what Fred is about. And McTominay, I just clearly think he's not good enough. And we keep talking about the same thing. But look, and more reports coming out that apparently the players are split over the possible signing or agreement with Ten Hag being Manchester United manager. And I don't understand why these players, we're talking about players who have been absolutely a shambles this season. The likes of Rashford, the likes of Luke Shaw, the likes of Maguire, the likes of McTominay. 90% of these players have been poor this season. I would say everyone has been poor this season at some point. Obviously, you can't expect every player to play a fantastic game every single game. But most of these players have been poor this season. The likes of Bruno, I know he's got a good stat record this season, but he's been poor. Ronaldo's been poor in the last 2 months in around January, February. Yeah, he's picked it up after the Tottenham game. But then we lost against Atletico Madrid in the Champions League. Every player has been poor. Very poor. And yeah, you can talk about the likes of Telles and I don't think, weirdly enough, these players barely played under Oli. And yet they've probably been one of our best players. De Gea obviously is there. Bruno and Ronaldo are probably there, obviously, because of the stats. And not just the stats, but they have turned up in games where other players haven't. Then you look at the likes of people like Maguire, Fred and McTominay, who have been one of the poorest. I know Fred's been decent the last 2 months, I would say. But again, Fred is an inconsistent player, not just throughout a season, but in the game. He's one of the most inconsistent players in a 90-minute game. And so, guys, this signing of Eriksen in midfield confuses me. We need to target Bellingham. We need to target these defensive midfielders. Tchouaméni, we need to target these, man. Otherwise, we are not going to progress at all. And the manager is the same thing. We're not going to progress with Pochettino, in my opinion. Yeah, give him time, whatever these ex-players keep saying. You need to give anyone time, and I'd much rather have Ralph. And look, I saw win percentage, that apparently the win percentage under Ralph and Oli right now, I think Rangnick has got 1% is 1% above Oli in terms of win percentage this season, which is shocking. But we've conceded a lot more goals under Oli. A lot less, obviously, under Ralph. I would say we scored a lot more under Oli, but weirdly enough, even under Oli, I felt like Ronaldo was having a graveyard shift, and under Ralph, we've created a bit more chances for him within January and February, within that time when Ralph is still here, obviously. But for under that time, Ronaldo's definitely had more chances to bury some opportunities at the back of the net. But It doesn't even matter now. Oli wasn't good enough. Ralph, for me, look, I feel like these players are not playing for him. I honestly feel like these players don't know. And I've seen it everywhere. Obviously, some of these reports could be fake. This could just be, nonsense. But I feel like when you look at it, some of these players look like they can't be asked. And you look at it in the Leicester game. How many times did these players just jogging back like this? We know about Pogba. He does this all the time. He's been doing it ever since he first came here. Look at the likes of Rashford. You look at even Bruno. Let's be honest. Bruno is one of these players who he works hard. He's everywhere. He's pressing everywhere. He's closing down defenders, but really, he's very sloppy when it comes to defensive work. And a lot of these players, they're just not good enough. You look at the likes of Fred, again, someone who presses very well. He's everywhere, Fred. I think under Ten Hag, I think Fred will be a player who would still be used. I think the likes of McTominay, someone who's, I think he's got 11 or 12 yellow cards this season. So yeah, it's absolutely shocking. And Rooney wanting Pochettino, is it a real surprise? I think a lot of these pundits want Pochettino, Premier League proven, as they like to say. Eriksen, again, just no. I don't want Eriksen this summer. We need to target younger players. And again, you guys must have seen the result yesterday that Arsenal had against Palace. I was just thinking to myself, for the Leicester game, we have to rely on Arsenal to lose this game. And apparently Arsenal were very poor. Again, how many games this season have we bottled it and then other teams around us have lost? Chelsea have lost in the past. Tottenham have bottled it when we've drawn or lost a game. Arsenal have just bottled it when we got a draw. So look, we're a point. We've got a point more than what Arsenal do. They obviously didn't get no points after losing to Palace. We still have a chance for top four, which is ridiculous. Obviously, Tottenham must still... You look at it right now, and Tottenham may be the favourites now with Arsenal bottling this Palace game. We still got to play Liverpool. We still got to play Chelsea. We've got to beat Arsenal soon. So yeah, honestly, these reports coming out about Eriksen, and I don't care what ex-players have to say. We need young players. We need Ten Hag here. Ten Hag, I don't care about no English. Yeah? He's good enough to speak English, to make players understand what he wants from them. And look, I think some of these players need to be shifted out. Time after time this season, these players have not turned up. Of course, there are the regular players who turn up. Fred, I would even argue Bruno. Yeah, he's defensively suspect when it comes to the defensive work, Bruno, and he can be sloppy on the ball. I mean, you saw it a lot of times against Leicester, and even in the international break with Portugal. But he's a player for me. He's a long-term Manchester United player, in my opinion. He's a player you always need in your team. Of course, Ronaldo's probably got another season if we get top four. Listen, right now at this point, with Arsenal bottling that game, yeah, I don't think we'll get top four, but would it surprise me? Not really. I think a lot of these players, seeing that Arsenal lost, it might give them a bit of a boost. But where's the boost? This boost should have been here months ago. Look, I feel sorry for Ralph Rangnick. I think he's going for a tough period. Some of these players are not even available. Cavani hasn't been available for ages. Of course, Ronaldo was ill, but he should be available for Everton this week. And again, Everton, I think a game that we drew earlier on this season where we played absolutely terribly. So, guys, anyway, let me know what you think about the manager situation, the player situation, the signings, Ralph Rangnick, some of these players being split over Ten Hag coming in. Guys, let me know what you think. Please make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later.